All right, Sage, these are the real credits this time. They got me, they faked me out with the credits originally. There's still no music. So we beat the game. Yeah, no, amazing. Great gameplay, I'm telling you. I love combat in this game. It's a really good time every time I play it. Even though I'm pretty bad at it. I don't ever use a shield or the mind control, just a bunch of dashing around, throwing shit at people mainly. I wish the story was a little more clear cut. I think I understand most of what's going on, or most of the important stuff, like where Polaris came from. I still don't completely understand what Hedron is. I might go and give it a Google after I finish recording this episode and read a little bit just to find out, because I'm super confused. He said that Hedron wasn't the source, but it was a catalyst. Does that mean that I cannot believe Polaris? Is Polaris still there? Was it only feeling stronger because I was going towards it? I don't know, but I do need to figure that out. I don't understand if Polaris is even still with us or not. I didn't see an indicator that it was there. I just know that she was afraid because she had lost it at some point. But I feel like Polaris still has to be there because we did end up breaking out of the Hiss cycle, and how else would we have done that without Polaris's help? I do not know. I also still don't understand what helping our brother right there at the end was about. He was with the projector, we turned it off, and then we tried to save him out of the Hiss bullshit, but like, was he acting as a pseudo portal for them at that point? Like, why was he so important? Is it just because he's like me and had paranatural powers? And so he was a bit of a stronger host, or like, what was the deal? Because it's not like they were having him do anything. From what I could tell, he was fucking stuck in some room, floating in the air, not doing shit all. Unless they were siphoning off his power or something, but they never said anything about that. So I'm a bit baffled. I know that it got Trench first. It got Trench, I guess, whenever they were going through whatever bullshit they initially with the projector, it got in there, and then over the years it just kept growing and growing until it took over. I don't know. Like I said, the story extremely fucking confusing. At the time of recording this credits part, I have not played the Foundation yet, which is like a DLC that pops up after you beat the game, and I've heard that it has a very nice conclusion to it. So I won't say the ending's bad yet, because that wasn't the real ending. It kind of bugs me that it bugs me that there was a DLC ending. Technically, the real Alan Wake 2 ending is also a DLC. No, I don't think it was a DLC. It was like a update. To be fair, they updated the game and added that part in. But yeah, we'll see about how it goes. But I just wish that the story had been more straightforward and understandable, especially because they really heavily relied on those notes, which is cool and all. I'm down with the note part, especially the parts where it like tells you exactly what the deal with the items are and where they come from. I really like all that shit. It's just, sometimes be more direct with the story. Be like, yes, we figured this out. It's because blank and blank. And then, you can be like, oh, thank God, that's how that happened. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, very nice. If I had to rate the game, dude, you get like a solid 8 out of 10. This is a solid 8 out of 10 for me personally. Maybe even a 9 out of 10. And okay, 8 out of 10 because of the story thing, because the story is so goddamn confusing. Also, I docked a whole point just for not making that ashtray maze bigger and longer. Making that like its whole own section of like 30 minutes would have been awesome. I would kill for that. Or even making a DLC based around the ashtray maze, being inside of it more. That shit was sick. That's my favorite part in the whole game, and it's like right before the ending. But it's so cool, just the way that they use the area and all of that. It's awesome. That's my favorite part by far. She also notably at the end says that they're locked in still until she can figure out how to get rid of the hiss. And I'm not going to say spoiler, but now that this game is released and FBC Firebreak is released, clearly she has not found a solution in about 6 years, because I think that's whenever Firebreak takes place, is 6 years after this game. So I am still very curious about what the Foundation is even going to be about necessarily. Maybe it's just going to clear up some stuff that we didn't completely know. But, you know, we're still not going to get like a conclusive, like, oh yeah, the hiss is gone. So that's a little confusing. Or maybe it'll at least explain what their deal was with Dylan. Like I said, the only thing I can assume is that he was paranaturally inclined, and so they were somehow getting power off being with him, but they weren't having him go and do anything. Like, he wasn't even like a hiss monster. He was just one of the floaters, you know what I mean? It would have made more sense if it was like, oh no, you got to fight him now, and he's got like all of the paranatural abilities that you have. And that shit would have been crazy. Would have been a very cool last boss fight. But instead, he was just hanging out. You know what I mean? I had to kill a whole bunch of hiss, and then I don't know. Like, as far as the situation, like, it was cool. It was cool being where I was. You know what I mean? It was pretty nice. It was pretty sick seeing all that stuff. And being in that setting, but at the same time, bro, like, weak boss fight. Like, I genuinely think one of the coolest boss fight, in my opinion, the one that looks the coolest, is that mold one. That mold boss fight kicks ass, man. It looks amazing while you're doing it too, because it's shooting all those spore stuff. It's just like shit all over your screen. Closest thing that I can think of, it'd be like, it's like looking at the middle of a Star Wars Battlefront fight, if there was like 100 extra people, where it was just like lights and explosions going off fucking everywhere, and I'm just like running through. It was a good time. That mold boss, very sick. So was that one that shot shit everywhere. But yeah, it was a good game though.